Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sid's Foodcast, the food podcast where me and my guests talk about food, our love for food, and everything in the name of food. This is your host, Sid, and welcome to the show. For today's episode, we have Yum Cha sessions where we talk about Malaysian food crawling, Filipino baiting, and lots more. Please do enjoy this episode. I know the podcast, and how did I know about that? When I post my own podcast on Instagram, and then I would always type in like, oh, hashtag Filipino podcast, hashtag Filipino food, hashtag like Southeast Asia and all that. So I had a podcast guest who was from Kuala Lumpur, and then she's now in Singapore. And then with when I followed her, it's just basically, I don't know, algorithm, and then you guys just showed up. And what made me interested, yeah. So Instagram algorithm is definitely a thing. So you guys are in the mix. The algorithm.
That means the tagging is doing well.
Yes.
All right, and then I saw the teacup, because I was like, oh, I need to interview people who know about things like the food, and I want to talk about people who are not just in the Philippines or in the U.S. I want to talk to like Southeast Asia. So, and then I saw the teacup. So, and then your podcast name is Yum Cha. Yeah,
Yes.
which is the first thing I thought of is obviously Yamcha from Dragon Ball, but
You're the real MVP.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, Yamcha.
We have never thought about that. John, have you thought about that before? Yamcha from Dragon Ball?
So Yamcha Sessions is our podcast, and actually it's funny because we started the podcast wanting to do this podcast in different cafes. It stems from a Cantonese saying Yamcha, which is drink tea.
Drink tea.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Now I have a different thing. Because I saw it's tea, cha is tea. But you said Yum Cha. So tea, the expression like, oh, this is like hot gossip. The tea. So I thought it was like yum tea, like yummy gossip. Like Yum Cha. Wow. Like, I thought like, the guys like, spilling the beans, telling like
I mean, it's half.
You're not wrong.
In some
it can be if you want it to be.
Yeah, because a Yamcha session would mean a get together of friends or people that you know very well, maybe, right? Or family, and then what you would do is they would talk shop over a cup of tea.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you're not completely wrong. And the tea could be tasty too, so it's a double innuendo.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. Right.
So our podcast is a bit different. We basically interview whoever, whenever, whatever. It's totally fine. And when there's no guest, we speak to anybody or ourselves. That's it. I mean, when there's no guest, we speak amongst ourselves about relevant or current topics or basically anything else. We even have this question that Saravanan usually asks at the end of the podcast about two anime girls you want. Oh, you're not completely wrong.
I'll ask you later.
Oh, okay, for sure, man. For sure.
A bit of introduction, as you know, I'm John already.
Yeah.
This is Andrew, my brother.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
Saravanan is we call him Poige because of the high school thing, so we used to call him Poige in high school.
Okay.
And then who you don't see right now is Chiok, which is who is behind the scenes right now.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
Okay.
The audio guy.
Yeah. But he's in the videos too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, I'm really pretty bad with names. I have Saravet's name on the screen, so I definitely would know his name. But your brother, you guys are in this area. Andrew, in the screen, I just see Jonathan's name, but I'll definitely.
Don't worry. It's all good. If you forget, you can ask anytime. Do it.
Okay, and yeah, so that's the story, the whole thing, and then like, oh, tea, like probably they might want to talk about tea, but then when I checked out the your videos, it's not necessarily like food in general. But
Yeah.
then that does it's not a prerequisite at all. So
No.
and
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to anyone. That's the only thing. That's the only requirement because
No worries, man.
yeah, the only requirement to be in my podcast is if you eat food, which is AKA everyone. That's the
Yeah.
only requirement. Okay, you
Yeah.
love food. That's a bonus. You know, if you're a chef, whatever it is, I've talked to chefs. I've talked to restaurant owners. I've talked to food bloggers. I talked to pastry chefs, and I talked to just random people. Everyone has a food story, and everyone and with that with when it comes with food, there's an extension of not just the recipes and the ingredients, but you know about the grandmother's story, you know about the
Oh.
struggles of why do most Filipinos eat 2 cups of rice, you know, or 3 cups of rice, you know, it's like, oh, isn't that really bad? Well, but basically because they're just poor, and the only thing that they afford is rice and a little bit of like sardines or something. So
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's everything. Like when I
Big man.
yeah, I talked about a person. Just like yesterday, I talked to a coffee brewer, and it's not. I didn't really necessarily talk about the intricacies and sensibilities of coffee, but why is it that there's a lot of coffee snobs in third wave culture, third wave coffee, and why are they staring at me that way? So these are the stories that I want to know. You know how
I gotta
many
ask though.
yeah, if
I gotta ask, like, how
yeah,
did you
yeah,
start the Foodcast?
how did I start
How did
it?
you start?
Um hmm,
Why?
just basically out of boredom, but but I did a whole different thing with a group of people, and we did a lot about street culture, about the arts, and because I'm not just a podcaster. I also perform spoken word. I write poetry. That's a whole different side of me. So that's like my focus. But then because of the COVID and there was a fallout, and I decided, oh, what am I gonna do next? And I went back to what really made me happy, which is food. Yeah, and I'm not like a chef or anything, but I am a poet, I am a teacher by profession. Now that yeah, I graduated with an education degree. I teach literature, I teach English and social studies and all that, and I'm really interested with stories. So I needed to find something like a common denominator. And so that's why I decided food and food stories. Not really about recipes, not really about, reviews of restaurants, but those are welcome. But I really want to know the story behind, the food and like some sort of gathering and the culture, and that's how I kind of like relate to it. And that's my only like probably my gateway to understanding people as well. Sometimes people understand, we understand through songs, through history. My way is through food because I love to eat. Man, I travel to eat. Like if we didn't have COVID, I would travel. My main reason to travel, I would definitely ask, what do they have? Not necessarily the sightseeing. That's part of it, but I want to travel to Mexico, but because I want to try mole. I want to try. I want to go to Malaysia because of nasi lemak. I wanna go to Turkey because I wanted to try their uh, their shawarmas, their Turkish delights, their Turkish coffee. Those are my reasons why I wanted to travel. Not necessarily like the
Bro, you and
obviously
I are the same boat, man. You and I are the same boat. I'm just
So far,
curious. The girl you interviewed from KL, right?
hmm
Is she a
who
food
is she?
blogger as well?
She is like a food travel vlogger. I think she was like a radio host back in KL. I think.
What?
Yeah,
Who is it? What's the name?
Emma.
Is she the one that went to Japan?
Yeah, she went to Japan. Yeah, and
Oh,
she said like she was a radio host. But now like she was doing something else with something like a tech startup. Hey, what's
Is it
up, Emma?
Emma?
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening to this, Emma, what's up? Hopefully I get to visit you in Singapore. She gave me an introduction to Malaysian food, and like, she gave me a whole different perspective of it. And I guess I really already talked about it. I want to talk to you guys about that too, but also something else.
Oh.
And I just want to kick things off with what was your last meal before this podcast? Your last
Oh,
meal.
that's
It's like
a terrible-
11:30. It's dinner.
That's a
So
terrible question to ask right now, man. Because
It's a
we
good
are.
question to ask.
yeah, who's
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
first? Who's gonna go first?
We can go with Sarah Banan.
Okay.
Oh, I had satay.
Bro, great dinner.
Yes, I had
Your
satay.
satay?
You know, satay is like
Chicken satay.
chicken
Yeah.
satay. I had chicken satay, and
Mhm.
with the sauce and the rice, the ketupat. That was
Ketupat.
not my dinner. It's actually my supper. It's on my table.
Oh,
I actually had
you're
a
still gonna eat some later?
Yeah, I'm still gonna eat later. I mean, who hates satay? Satay is so good. It's
Oh,
I
for
don't know.
sure,
It's
man.
just that is one of the Malays one of the food I like from Malay people. Satay
Definitely.
is really good.
For sure.
Yeah, that was my food.
All right, you guys.
Barbecue.
Andrew. Oh wait, you guys
Go on.
eat the same thing?
Oh,
Oh no. Okay, what did you have?
Mine is fucking depressing, bro. I had McDonald's.
Dude,
Very
let me
classy. Very
Let
classy.
me caveat this by saying that McDonald's in Malaysia is the best fucking McDonald's ever.
No lah, I think Japan.
Oh, dude.
I think Japan is the best.
Okay, so they obviously localize the menu depending
Yes.
on right local flavors, right? So
Mhm.
over here they have legit just fried chicken.
Like Popeye.
Yeah, so they have like spicy fried chicken, and that's my go-to.
Did you eat mom and dad?
Yeah.
Oh,
10 out of 10, bro.
you ordered.
What do you guys? What do you have it with rice? Because in the Philippines we have also chicken, but we have chicken and rice and gravy. What do you
Jollibee,
guys?
man.
Is it the same?
No,
I
they
think-
do have it.
Yeah, they like we actually have like nasi lemak on the menu in.
Oh, okay.
Malaysia,
Oh,
But
okay.
they also make fried chicken, which is what I like.
Sid, I just want to point out right that I have had McDonald's in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
Italy, Switzerland, Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, Korea,
Are you listing out the countries you
and
travel?
the
to?
US.
A lot of countries.
However, I can tell you for fucking fact that Japan is the best McDonald's.
John is just
Okay.
biased. Anything with Japan, John loves lah. Okay, Malaysia's one is so good lah. Come on.
The service in McDonald's, right, in
Mhm.
Japan is top notch.
Do you have service? I
green-
thought you just like kind of press the touch screen.
That's the thing.
We do have that
you
now.
would think-
Oh.
You would think it's such an automated city, right, in Tokyo. But it's I think part and parcel of their culture is also their hospitality.
For sure.
So it's definitely what they sell the most. But maybe if you were to go for a very local flavor, I could suppose because my palate is Malaysian,
Mhm.
it would be on par simply because there's the spicy element. And I love spicy food.
Mhm.
So it's on par because of that. But I think overall cleanliness, when you go to McDonald's in the US, it's ghetto as shit, man.
Yeah, I don't really like it, but I'm looking forward to the McRib. I have only tried the McRib once. Do you guys have that? The special McRib?
Oh no, is it? We
No,
don't
we
have
don't.
that. I'm pretty sure we don't have.
Well, it's because the McRib is not like it's not a staple. Like it only appears once every year, or like once every 2 or 3 years.
It's like prosperity burger.
Yeah, it's like the
We have a Chinese burger.
Seasonal
in
life.
Malaysia. It's called
Oh
the
yeah, it's like a seasonal item, and it's like very highly coveted here, But yeah, that's the one I wanted to try.
What did you have, man?
I just had a Chinese fried rice and and
Fried rice.
yeah,
Jump, what did you
And
have?
that's the only thing I had, just fried rice.
You know,
For dinner, for dinner.
you say like you go to a
Dude,
lot of.
were you teaching?
What?
Were you teaching before this? You just came out of the
No, no,
job,
no,
right?
no. When I was living in the Philippines, I had a different life. I was a teacher there. Right now, I have a day job, but I also teach part time because
Oh,
living in California. Though I live in my my parents' house, super ridiculously expensive. So two jobs like a prerequisite if you want to survive. if you are if you don't have like a degree from the US or something, I don't know, like if you're not like in a tech or animation or whatever it is, it's if you're like just doing like everyday office job, I guess just from my experience, like it's not enough if you're in California. California
it
is
is
just
pretty tough, right?
really really expensive. Unless like you're like a UX designer or something. Then you
It's
could
funny
live
you
up.
said that. My friend, her name is Stephanie. She also studied in the Bay Area,
Mhm.
and she had an art degree and it took like 2 years before she could find a job. Fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's crazy here, man. Crazy.
She had to
Um,
learn programming, and now she's working in Texas.
well, if
Yeah,
yeah, those places they're cheaper to live. Obviously, the
right.
wage is different, but it's more like you can survive there. California is like
Uh,
really tough. But well, that's just the reality of it. That's why I'm doing this podcast. Hopefully, people would donate and like give me money. That's that will be the dream.
You have a
Yeah.
Patreon?
Oh no 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 no. I don't have it yet. I don't have
OnlyFans, OnlyFans.
I don't have yet. Maybe if times get tough, yeah. But
You know,
I don't have some sort of premium to give. Like if they think like, oh, I'm gonna give a Patreon, what exclusive deal should I give? I don't have anything.
We have a Patreon, but there's no exclusivity in any of it.
Yeah,
It's
it's just if you got it.
you
Maybe
should
yeah,
consider.
probably.
We started late, man. I feel like we should have done this a lot earlier for Patreon. And we do have a few generous viewers who do
bonus.
contribute to the podcast. Yeah. Yeah, they
Probably.
funded this entire studio.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Maybe I could do a Q&A or like an intimate talk or something.
It's basically OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. But
Oh, okay.
You say
yeah,
you try a lot of foods before, right? So among all the foods you have tried and everything, what's that one food that you really feel very attached to or really give you a very good memory? I mean, yeah.
it's a lot, but obviously I would probably not include Filipino food because there's a lot of memories attached to it. But top of my head, dim sum. Dim sum.
Shit.
Dim sum.
Dim
Yeah.
sum.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
very
For
simple
sure.
exactly. So Paradise
What?
And
is
and
floating in under
when
the
I
table.
say dim sum, there's like because there's a lot of Chinese immigrants in the Philippines, and to the point that they have you have Chinese American food. There's also like Chinese
Yeah.
Filipino food, and there's also like Chinese Filipino dim sum. That specific kind of dim sum because we kind of like owned it. We have we have a lot of food, Filipino food that definitely came from the Chinese. We have shomai, which is shumai,
Yes.
but we call it shomai. We have shopao, we have pancit, and
Yeah,
these are
sounds Chinese, all right. Yeah.
and these are all just Chinese. But when I say Chinese Filipino, it's a different take on it. It's a
I
different yeah.
You know
So
what
it's
goes into the show mine?
what
Do you know what goes into the show mine?
shrimp and
Because
pork.
in stew mine,
Hmm.
they have pork and prawn
Yeah,
wrapped
yeah.
in a yeah. So is it any different or is it pure pork or?
If it's Filipino, it's just pork. But if it's like
Oh,
yeah, but in other like high end places, it's prawns, shrimp, and pork. Yeah, so just the top of my head. But that, thanks for asking me that question, because when I talked with Emma, and one thing that's bothering me, I guess, is we guys live, we're in the Southeast Asian region, and I've been to Bali, I've been to Indonesia, and I've definitely researched a lot of places in Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia included, and all those other, other countries. I can definitely say that our palate is different, and even the food itself is very. If you think of Filipino food, it's really really more on Spanish than
Yeah,
Malay at
yeah,
all.
right,
But
right.
and that, I think that in a way makes it super duper unique, but that also differs to our, like, the neighboring regions. You guys, when you think of Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries, you guys have like have some sort of similar or
Yeah,
palate,
yeah.
similar dishes, and and then the Philippines is just like the odd man out. Like, oh, we have, I don't know, like nasi lemak and other dishes, and then we have lechon, menudo, adobo. These are all Spanish words.
Oh, the Chevrolet.
Halo, halo.
Yeah, halo halo. Well,
Halo, halo is very Batam.
But with taro ice cream, which is
Yeah,
the shit.
yeah,
yeah,
And they have coconut inside, and they have like peeled coconut. There's
yeah.
a ice cream example called Norman's ice
And
cream, and they have
even
halo halo.
and even satay, we have satay, but it's more in the lower region of the Philippines, which is a Muslim population, which is definitely near Borneo, which
Mm-hmm.
is Borneo is Malaysia, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it?
Borneo.
Yeah,
Part
yeah,
of it.
yeah. So they have, like, in that region, like, it's heavily influenced to like the Malay culture and all that one, and we're just like definitely just odd. We're different, and again, like, it makes it really interesting. But one thing is for sure, when I think of Southeast Asia, I definitely, if I could live in any other place, if I could
Don't
pick,
say Singapore.
um,
Don't say Singapore,
I would.
please.
No, no, no.
Don't say.
When I think of Singapore, when I think of Vietnam, when I think of, Indonesia, the Philippines, I would,
Thailand.
again, like Thailand, and again, no joke, I would say Kuala Lumpur, and I've never been to Kuala Lumpur. And I'm not just saying it because of you guys. You can revisit my other podcast. I mentioned this one.
Interesting, interesting.
No one bribed me or anything. I've never been to the place. I've seen pictures of it. I've known people who've been to Kuala Lumpur. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so attracted to it, to the city that I've never been. And it's just weird, it's just
Hey,
weird.
hey, wait, hold up. Have you been to Tokyo?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't been to Tokyo. I haven't been to Tokyo, but I definitely
Mate,
want to be in Tokyo. You know, and
I think what Andrew said is completely true. I think Kuala Lumpur probably has the best food, but it's difficult because you know how you mentioned the grandmother stories and
hmm
the culture, the deep-rooted culture. It's the unsung heroes behind the hawker stalls and all that.
hmm
I think if you ask me personally, I would say Kuala Lumpur definitely has those. They are the Michelin stars of the city and of the country, if you ask me.
hmm
But it's just not recognized because it's not very glamorous, right? Don't you
yeah.
think?
hmm I agree to some aspect, but when we think of Southeast Asia in general, I don't think anyone, like, outside Southeast Asia, would recognize it in, as a whole. Like, if you think of, when you think, when people would say, "Oh, Malaysia," they'd probably name one or two dishes. When you think of the Philippines, they can only name one or two places. So I think that's like a general sentiment to all of Southeast Asia.
Oh.
Maybe not in like Thai, like even Thailand. I asked like people, do what Thai food do you guys know? Oh, green curry, red curry. Like so, you're just gonna name colors of the curry.
Not
Like,
wrong.
tell me-
Pad Thai.
Yeah, like they were like pad thai, like that's it, like that's the only thing that they know, or like mango sticky rice.
That's nice though.
I actually
Yeah.
waited like
But
lot better.
other than that, I think no one would definitely know about like the culture and the food if they're not a foodie, if not like they're foodie, like but I can't. Yeah, even if people would say like Philippines, we're heavily we have a lot of relationships with the West, because we were colonized by the Spaniards, by the U.S. A lot of people just really fucked us over for 300 plus years, and
But we were raped by many. We
Yeah.
were colonized by the Portuguese, the Dutch, the British,
English,
the Japanese.
Japanese, Chinese got no Chinese.
I mean, I'm here right now. I just rape all of them. Yeah.
Right?
Malaysia is really unique though, because if you go, like if you're in Kuala Lumpur, I think it's very multicultural, but if you go towards the south, like in Malacca,
Malay.
I don't know what it is Malacca. Have you heard of Malacca?
Yeah. I heard it because of my the podcast that I
Yeah. They have very Portuguese
Style of
heavy
food.
Portuguese influences there. But if you go north, it's very weird because on the
Chinese.
border.
Yeah,
No, it's actually Thai.
and
Not Thai.
maybe that's the
Yeah.
thing why I really kind of resonate to it. It's like when you think of U.S., we have Hispanics, blacks, whites, Asians, but we think of Malaysia and maybe including Singapore. It's also kind of like that, but we have the Malays, Chinese, Indians,
Yeah.
and it's
Baba Nyonya, all this
it's
random.
it's just like that, and maybe that's really interesting for me because when you think of Filipinos, it's just we have Filipinos and then mestizos, which is just like Spanish Filipino, and then
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
yes, Spanish Filipinos, which is because obviously these are not the not rich Spaniards who decided to live in the Philippines, and they just married a Filipino, and then we have Spanish Chinese. Oh, sorry, Spanish Chinese is mestizo, and then Spanish Filipino is I forgot the term, and that's it. And we all kind of look like and then you got this, and this is Spanish Filipino Chinese look.
I
Oh,
see.
are you mixed Chinese as well?
Huh?
Are you mixed Chinese as well?
Oh yeah.
You have a Chinese name?
Yeah, I actually have, but it's Ma Li, which I don't know why the Chinese teacher just gave it to me. I wrote I wrote Chinese and all that, but it's like because of this decades of colonization, trading, and etc. You have that, but Malaysia is. I just think it's different because you can still see the differences and the meshes of culture. When you think of Filipino, it's just it's the same. There is Chinese communities, there is there's like the Spanish communities, but it's not really a community, because when you think of Spanish descent, they're the rich people in the Philippines. Like they're the tycoons. They're the like whenever you think of like a Spanish name of Zobel or something like that, you think of millionaires and etc. And when you think of like the Ongs or the Yaps or these are Chinese businessmen or really super rich. You don't get to see Chinese families in like hawker stalls per se, like you guys like you're doing. You don't see that. You don't get to see like you get to see the entity of it, which is restaurants and etc. But you don't get to see like Chinese people like in the streets, starving and helping and giving up like food. You don't see Spanish descent people sharing their Spanish cuisine. You don't see that. You just see Filipinos, which is sad. The
You think it's sad?
I think it because the top tier of society in the Philippines are Spanish and Chinese, and like a tiny percent of pure Filipinos.
Is there Indians there?
There are Indians, but there's like it's not like it's recent, more of recent.
Oh.
Like they would come in like the 80s, 60s, 70s, but the Spanish and the Chinese, they were here like 18th century or something like that, like 19th century. But when you say Indians, they usually go to the Philippines because of it's either businesses or
Asia. Oh, medical.
med school. Like that's their thing. And yeah, like it's just I think it's sad. Why is it like the poorest of the poor are usually most of it comprises of Filipinos, and then the rich people are like Spanish descent, Chinese descent, and I don't have. There's still Filipino at the very end of the day, but you would see the effects of colonization. You would see the effects of the like centuries ago. The rich people centuries ago are still the rich people right now. Which is cool. That's good for them, not for us.
I think a lot of Southeast Asian countries are actually very similar. It's just Malaysia and Singapore are the outliers. And Singapore used to be part of Malaysia, so we kind of have the same cultural background. But if you look at Vietnam, and you look at Thailand, and you look at Indonesia, do you listen to rap?
Yeah.
Rap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you know Brian Emanuel?
Yeah.
Rich Brian?
Yeah. Rich Brian? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
88 Rising?
Yeah, 88 Rising. So Brian Emanuel is Chinese, clearly. You can look there are plenty of Brian Emanuel looking guys here in Malaysia for sure. But it's weird because they changed his name.
Yeah.
It's Emmanuel, but I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese name behind it. It probably used to be a Li, a Yap, a Chong, a Tan. What they do? You have like a clan name. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they don't use it. So
they have one.
But is it in that name?
Yeah.
Because I know my friend, her name is Puerto Rica in Thailand.
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rica. Puerto Rica. Oh, okay.
She's kind of hot too. But she's Chinese for sure. But I think a lot of these other Asian countries, they have this implementation of like making you one race to avoid racism.
Yeah.
That makes any sense.
That makes sense because that happened also in the Philippines.
See?
Yeah, we have like Filipino Filipino names like I don't know, Sulaiman or what else? I don't know, like
Paloma?
see Arambulo or no, that's Spanish.
Santiago?
No, that's Spanish. But basically, we have a lot of Filipino names that are really, really Malay kind of influenced. But because the Spaniards they couldn't understand the names, there was like a directory, and you have to pick a Spanish name. So they forced us to change it, and you have to pick a Santos, a Santiago, a Santa Ana, a Lopez,
Barbara.
Yeah, and we had to change it. We had because of tax purposes. Like what the heck is a Sulaiman? Like we don't know this name, so because we need to tax you, we need to kind of give you Spanish names, and that also happened to Chinese and to other immigrants. That's why there's a weird Chinese, like they're Chinese in a way, but I don't think you would agree. For example, like the Yap, that's Chinese, but there's mixed names like Cojuangco. Cojuangco is a Chinese name, but they made it Spanish. I think it's from Co, and then they made it Cojuangco. Yeah. Like Chu, then becomes like Chongqiao or something like that. And there's like Go becomes Gokongwei. Maybe because again, like Yeah, again, I'm just like, I need to stop the recording because we have less than a minute. We're gonna play it one more time.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna exit it. I'm gonna record it again. All right. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Food.
Because it's because if I ever want to picture my life right now, and I am really crawling my way through this, I don't want to be in the United States. I want to be in Southeast Asia. I want to be traveling to Vietnam, to Singapore, to Malaysia, to the Philippines, and eat for a living, like Mark Weeds.
Like Mark
Shit.
Weed, like Food
Like-
Ranger.
Yeah, like those people. And man, that is the life. And I have an issue with that too, because of food vloggers or food bloggers who are from these countries. Why is it that when a white guy eats Jollibee, they have 1 million views?
But
And
when a
what?
Southeast Asia guy ate Jollibee,
This dude from Arkansas would eat Jollibee in the Philippines and doesn't know the sensibilities and how to describe it really well, or whatever it is, gets 2 million views and gets applauded by all the Filipinos out there. And then when a Filipino does it, no one, or like people from, I don't know, like from maybe from Malaysia or from Thailand or wherever it is, like people like us, like from Southeast Asia, no one cares. That's my issue with it.
wow.
And there's a term already for Filipinos. It's called Filipino Baiting. Do you know that concept?
No. What's that mean?
Filipino Baiting is a phenomenon because of our great colonial mentality. We have this colonial, anything a white guy says, like, oh,
Bullshit.
like Filipinos are like the most amazing, people in the world, and we like, oh yes, 2 million views, 5 million views, and then they would say a Filipino word, oh, salamat po, oh, like
That's the
oh my,
thing here, though.
Yeah,
It
it's the same
is-
over here.
it
Fucking
is a
everywhere.
phenomenon. Yeah, it is a phenomenon because anything you type trying Filipino food for the first time, and it's like a random Andrew, Chad guy from Detroit, 2 million views, man. And then it's
100%.
and it's like Filipinos, everyone like, oh, you should try our halo halo. You should go to Manila. You should, and these white people, like, I don't know about being racist or anything, but they know that's the algorithm, and they do it
For
on
that.
purpose. They do it on purpose. They go, if you want a YouTube channel to succeed, go to the Philippines and just film random shit, man. Like, oh, I went to Boracay, and then, oh, Filipino coconut, whatever, mango. Like, oh, I've never tried this in my life. You know what I'm saying? And then he gets like 2 million views.
But Sid, I feel at the same time as a Southeast Asian, right? If you were to eat white people food, like let's say you go to In-N-Out, I'm willing to wager all your Asian friends would still go to In-N-Out. Is the fucking shit. No, but I understand where you're coming from, though. I think it's what's that called? It's the fetishism for Orientalism.
Yeah, dude, I just fucking Googled Filipino food try.
Right?
Guess what I fucking see?
See. So tell me, what are the views? What are the views? What are the views? How many?
Let me hit you with the news, bro.
How many views?
What's the views? What's the views?
Hold on, it's not even a fucking YouTube video.
It's a Vimeo.
It doesn't even need to be on YouTube.
I guarantee you.
Like, probably 5 million.
I guarantee
But don't you
not
think
under 1 million.
slowly changing though? Like on Netflix,
What?
what the fuck is happening? Okay. Oh yeah, what the fuck, bro?
Sorry. No,
Yeah,
I
I
had
think
to like that.
things things are slowly opening up. Like if you watch on Netflix, there's David Chang.
Oh yeah,
Chang.
David
You
Chang.
know, there's there's David Chang. There's what's his name? I don't know. There are a few Asian guys now that are opening up that whole media consumption of food as well.
Yeah.
And they are actually talking about the little things that white people don't. Because what white people, like you mentioned, do is just try it for the first time, call it a day. I got my 5 million views on YouTube, and that's it, right? But they don't really explore what created it, what's the
For
background.
sure. Yeah.
What I think David Chang does very well. And on top of that, although he is a white guy, Anthony Bourdain is one of the true examples I
For
feel
sure.
of, right? You can tell there's a sense
Yeah.
of genuine,
And you really
there's
want to
the soul.
understand, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
There is a story about Anthony Bourdain about how his favorite memory of food is actually in KL having a tiger beer and Hokkien and wanton mee or Hokkien mee. I forgot.
Tiger beer.
Tiger
Konlo
beer
beer.
and Hokkien mee. Yeah, in Bataling Street in Kuala Lumpur. So it's quite specific the way he says it, and he says wok hey. And see, I'm not sure. Do you know what wok hey is?
no, man.
Breath of the
Oh, like the flavor from the wok?
yeah.
Oh,
That's
Something like that.
that's it. Lah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know
There's
what you're
a
talking
heat.
about. Yeah.
It's the smokiness of
Yes. And
the
you can only get
fish.
that from a wok. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when he said, "Oh, it's got a good wok hey," dude, that's when you know he knows his shit, bro.
Yes. And
Right?
again, I don't have problem with white people eating Asian food and they don't know anything. That's fine. My issue is with the Filipinos. That's my issue with that. Okay, like I don't like that's not their fault. Like, hey, if I'm gonna get views when I'm gonna go to the Philippines, then I'm gonna take advantage of it. But my issue is why do we worship it? Like Filipinos out there, man. Like you know,
Colonialism, my friend.
like
Yeah.
it's just the colonial mentality, and you know. Mark Wien's Food Ranger best food review show. They're doing their part. They're not the cringy
Oh yeah.
there's like people from the
I actually
west
think
and then
Mark
they
is
and they do an amazing job, but I want to see also people like us. We can do that. We can embrace that one, what they're
bro, I
doing,
do agree.
but
All
we
about
are,
food.
and people are doing it, and people are doing it right now. I mean, you are doing it, and somehow there's a disconnect with the viewership and and how we do it.
Okay.
You know, like we could have like probably the quality maybe be different. I'm pretty sure there are other food vloggers out there that are successful, and kudos to them. But why is it like a random Joe can do it too with little to no effort and 1 million? And why do we have to exert all this editing, all this beautiful like you
Right.
shoot it very well, the effects, and then we get half of it? That's the issue of it. There's something wrong with that.
Have you
And
heard of this TV series called Hyper Hard Boiled Gourmet
hype.
Report? Gourmet Report. Have you heard of it before, Sid?
No.
Dude, it's on Netflix. It's about this Japanese guy who goes to different places around the world where it's really fucking intense. And when I say fucking intense, like, dude, it's fucking intense, man. He goes to like Africa and he finds a prostitute who sleeps with men for $2 for one shag.
Hmm.
One shag, $2. And he asks her, "What are you gonna do with the $2?" And she says, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a meal." He said, "Oh, can I follow you?" So she goes to this random like fucking underground place, right? And she orders white rice and potato leaves.
Oh my
And he
gosh.
asks her like, "Hey, can I have a bite?" And she's like, "Sure." And she gives him a bite. Dude, that is the most hardcore TV show ever. And it proves that actually a Japanese dude or an Asian dude, well, he's not Southeast Asian,
Mhm.
can sort of like open the realms of interest. He did go to Russia and ask what a a homeless communist guy ate, which is fucking weird as well. So
Yeah,
there are
but-
avenues.
But that's the length that he had to go to. He had
Yeah.
to go to. He had to go to Lebanon or something like that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the same for a white guy.
The white guy is happily in Petaling Street, bro. He's having the time of his life. He's going back to his hotel.
Yeah.
But how do you know? Maybe in Africa is the same. It's like if you go to a shit place to eat, but you can still stay in a 6-star hotel or whatever in Africa. Maybe it's just
Let me put it this way. The guy I know, he only put less effort.
Maybe I'm definitely jealous for sure. I would say it. How can they just do the like put on camera and like oh I eat Jollibee and you get 1 million views and I do the same thing and like nothing. I have to do far and beyond and maybe that's just me being jealous of it and I have to do like crazy things. Yeah, and then I don't know. I'm definitely yeah.
Why not you eat balut?
Oh,
Yeah, I love balut. I love balut. Yeah.
I love balut. But these guys here will never try balut.
Really?
Ain't for me.
I tried once. Not a big fan.
Have you tried it?
Not a big fan lah.
But have you tried it or you
Yeah, I
just
tried once. I tried
okay.
once. That's why I'm not a big fan of it. Like,
Oh, okay. And then that's fine. At least you tried it. At least you're like not like you've never tried it. Like I don't want to do it. At least you tried it once and then that's not for you. But for me, I like balut. I like balut. And again, man, that is the dream. Mark Wiens, what he does. And
I think it's consistency as well, though. Mark Wiens, I was watching an interview between him and I think it was Food Ranger. If I'm not Food Ranger, it's the guy with the bandana on his head.
bandana.
What's the guy's name? The bandana on his head. Do you know the guy?
That's from the best ever review show. His name is Sunny. Yeah.
Sunny. Yeah. So Sunny interviewed Mark and he asked Mark, what is the secret to your success? And he was just saying consistency. So I know this is a bit personal, but when I do my food vlogs, right? And my name is Jonathan Ng. So if you search Jonathan Ng on YouTube, the first thing that comes up is this really good-looking white guy. And he's a musician. He's really good-looking though. Like seriously. So I remember when I started doing YouTube, I had I had like 20 subscribers, and this fucker had like 2,000 subscribers at the time. How many subscribers does he have now? I don't know. He's a musician. So my goal was like, fuck this Jonathan Ng dude, and I'm gonna fucking do so many videos. Yeah, that's the guy. I'm gonna do so many fucking videos. No, that's not the guy. That's a violin also named Jonathan Ng. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. His name is Eden.
Oh.
Yeah. How many subscribers does he have?
650,000.
There you go. 650 fucking thousand subscribers. Maybe because he's white. I don't know. And he's good looking.
Maybe you just have to be good looking.
So I fucked it, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, fuck this dude. I'm gonna post so many fucking videos that it's gonna crowd the search. I'm gonna take advantage of this motherfucking white guy. And one day people will go, oh, who I am. What's up?
So how's it going? Is he still
not great, but I'm still doing it, man.
Not great.
Consistency.
I think you gotta find the love in doing it. That way it doesn't feel as if like you're going and you're not going anywhere. Yeah. Like you're trying so hard but you're not going anywhere because you're doing it for the numbers, you're not doing it because you like it.
Because
I think you gotta really like it.
That's the most important thing.
You know?
Yeah.
Dude, do you listen to Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Not a lot, but
so
I
Joe
do.
Not a lot. Yeah. I actually stopped listening to him for a bit for the past month. But from what I know is when he started doing his podcast, no one listened as well because there were a few. Mm-hmm. It's just because he was on fucking Fear Factor, right?
Yeah.
But he did it because he liked it and he just liked talking to people. He just liked meeting people. And people like to watch people like something. That's my theory. Yeah.
Even if it's rough in the very first few months or maybe year, it will definitely resonate it for sure. Yeah. And man, that's what I want you guys. Jonathan, like you've been doing food vlogging for quite some time, and that's probably my next step, for me. But
the US is so rich. It's so rich in culture.
Yeah, but I really want to do
I
something
mean, we
safe.
are as well, but like I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked this to people who I've never been into that certain country. If you guys, I'm gonna ask you guys one by one. I'll be in Kuala Lumpur one day, maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know. And I hit you guys up. Hey, I need
Oh, for
and
sure.
I need a food experience. Okay, so I'm gonna start with breakfast. I'm gonna ask with Saravan first. Top of your head, man. I don't my again. So my knowledge with Malaysian food is YouTube and Malaysian food here in the US. If I could call it like that, that's my only thing. And I love what I'm seeing. Okay, I love roti canai. I love the nasi lemak. I love all of these things that I've never tried. It's just pleasing to my eyes. I forgot. I
It's your
forgot
inner Asian, bro.
what.
It's your inner Asian rising up. It's like it's
Yeah.
bubbling.
What was that? Char kway teow.
Oh, char kway
Um,
teow.
um, and all these
Wanton
things.
Which
mee.
is like all about this shit.
But again, I learned these things through just my eyes. Okay, and again, I'm in Kuala Lumpur, man. Sarvan, I hit you up at 6 a.m., 7 o'clock. I need some breakfast.
6
Where would I
a.m.
go? Like
You
6,
got me.
what a breakfast, breakfast.
But if you say 6 a.m. breakfast, I am probably going to take you to a dim sum shop.
Oh my god, that's the same answer with Emma. Dim
Is
sum.
it?
Yeah, dim sum with old
It's not my
people.
answer, bro.
I,
Dim
With
sum.
kopitiam.
Kopitiam.
I don't understand why though, because when I think of dim sum, I think of brunch.
No.
No?
I don't know. I think for me, dim sum, I either eat it early in the morning or super late in the
late at night.
midnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
same at okay. I'm gonna put like links to it so that people would listen to this and they would know if they're gonna be in Kuala Lumpur, they would know where to go. So dim sum, where? Where in Kuala Lumpur, man?
Yo, I mean, I usually go to the one. It's very nearby our house. John, I think you know. You know the dim sum beside Nam Sing.
Namsing.
Yeah, it's opposite. You know.
Tell me the
Um,
name. Can you tell me the name so that I can
I
link?
will. I will send the link to you
Okay.
later.
All right. Okay.
In the
So at
Instagram
least
chat.
we've been like spewing a lot of hate and agony here. At least people are listening. They could get some sort of value. At least like, oh, I want to go to this place. Okay, dim sum, breakfast. Okay, maybe give me top 2 3 picks. Is it shumai, hakka? What was it? Of course with tea.
There will be the Chinese tea. There will be definitely siu mai. You probably have 2 or 3 or 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
I will also take the. They have that something but wrapped with bacon. I don't know what's the Chinese name.
Oh, it's
Don't
like
know
siew
what's
mai
the-
wrap with bacon. It's like
Yeah,
a
it's
siew mai
wrapped with
wrap
a
with
strap. Yeah, it's like a siu mai, but it's wrapped with a bacon strap. Amazing. Yeah, and I'll probably take that too, and the har cow.
Hakao, man.
Yeah.
Hakao's my shit. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Hakao for real. Hakao,
Har cow.
shumai.
Yeah.
bro.
Oh.
The way you say it, it's like you just had.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that would
Oh
be
my
a
god.
upgrade.
Yeah.
I think
Because
it's like
it's
dim
because
sum.
again, I don't know if you guys can consider it as dim sum because when I think of dim sum in the Philippines, I always think of shomai. It's shomai, and it's sweet and sour pork or fish, and then it's pork spare ribs, and then there's steamed rice and then tea.
That
Again,
sounds
I
like
don't
That's very
lunch.
Hong Kong stuff.
I don't know if
That's
it's like
very Hong Kong.
yeah, it's like we have steamed rice, but it's like technically like clay pot rice, and then we eat
Is it lo mai kai?
we just call it steamed rice.
I don't think it's lo mai
Oh.
kai. Yeah. The steamed rice is
I'm
the
not
white
sure.
rice, right?
No, it's basically like rice with gravy with pork, shrimp, carrots.
It's lo mai kai, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe it's lo mai kai
Lo
lah.
mai kai.
Probably lo
Yeah,
mai kai
maybe,
lah.
maybe. All right, so but
It's in a
that's
bowl. It's in a metal
yeah,
bowl.
yeah, it's in a bowl. Yeah.
Lo mai
Yeah.
kai.
Okay, so yeah, breakfast. Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I want to eat something, but not too. I want to have a good lunch, but I'm kind of a little bit hungry. I've been walking around Kuala Lumpur,
Oh,
see,
bro.
like sightseeing.
I know the
10-ish.
best answer.
Jonathan, man, can you give me
Ah.
something and like idea? Like I want to eat it, but I don't want to be full. Like I just like want to replenish my
10
energy.
a.m.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. Yeah, because I ate like 7. I ate dim sum at 7 for some reason, which is I still think it's bizarre, but it. But yeah, so 10 o'clock. I'm quite hungry. I've been walking around. I'm a tourist. I don't know what's going on.
I actually think if you were in KL, right, you don't necessarily need to restrict yourself to local food.
Mhm.
Like
yeah, you don't need to eat
like
McDonald's.
the local food, right? But I think for a tourist, if you are here, okay, so I travel quite a bit, and it varies depending on my timing. So do I have a lot of time, or do I have only like 3 days in KL? So if my answer is I only have 3 days in KL, I think you should go have nasi lemak at what's that place called? It's
Village
either
Park.
nasi lemak or roti canai, but nasi lemak in Kampong Baru,
Okay.
right? That's because you're a tourist, right? That's because you're a tourist. If you're a local, and I'll bring you to Alif or some shit nearby because it's cheap. Right? I would bring you nearby where I stay because I'm a local. But if you were a tourist and you had a short amount of time, you would just go have either nasi lemak in Uptown, which is Village Park. It's
Roti canai.
it's technically in Petaling Jaya, but it's worth the drive. You either have Bumbong in Petaling Jaya or you would go to Kampong Baru for nasi lemak. However, if you don't feel like nasi lemak, which is quite sweet savory, and you just want savory, I highly recommend this roti canai place in Ampang, which is called Roti Valentine. Even Bill Clinton has been there before.
Roti Valentine.
Because the
And
suggestion. Oh, okay, go.
This place is a fucking rundown shack. Which is
I
fucking
love
sure Bill
that.
Clinton.
Grimy
I'm
and
just saying,
dirty.
Yeah, but it's phenomenal. I know roti canai is the month
Oh.
at 10 a.m. if you don't want to be full.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
you just mentioned roti canai. I remember again the suggestion that Emma told me is to try roti canai at 3 a.m. for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yes, 3 a.m. is roti telur. It's roti telur. Or roti canai is one of those.
No, forget. It's roti telur cheese bawang, bro.
Roti telur bawang cheese. Yes.
Cause that's what he told me. Like,
Yes.
let's imagine there's no COVID. I've been partying at Kuala Lumpur. It's 3 a.m. I'm
You
hungry.
go to a mama.
Yeah,
She
you
goes
go
to a mama.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that is lok lok. The answer is lok lok. It's not even.
No.
It's not even roti canai. Have you been clubbing? Do you dance? Do you
Yeah.
drink?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you just came out of the club, right? At 3 a.m.
Yeah. 3 a.m.
Then the answer is not roti canai, my friend. The
Oh.
answer is lok lok.
I don't know about that, but I'll definitely.
Everybody is in complete agreement in their hearts when they listen to this.
No. There's two choice. It's either lok lok or mama. It's either one of those.
Yeah,
It's either lok lok or mama.
Mama, she kept on mentioning. Okay, so nasi lemak for 10 a.m. Lunch. Andrew, give me a good spot for lunch.
Okay, so I'm gonna give some context before I
Okay.
answer your question. John and I, we both studied in the US for a while, right? So I have tried my fair share of Malaysian food in the US. I think there are mainly two things that I was not able to obtain in the US in spite of how hard I was trying. Okay, fine, chili sauce, but- Okay, so one of those things is bak kut teh.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be my suggestion
Yeah,
for 6 a.m.
you- Yeah, so this is it's mostly dinner, so it may not completely answer your question. You could have it for lunch though. No one's gonna arrest you for it. But you can't find it in the US, so you have to try it here. Something else that
Banana leaf rice.
yes, something else that you can't find in the US is banana leaf rice, which may or may not be a thing in the Philippines.
So I think I need to show you the context of how beautiful
Banana leaf rice.
banana leaf rice is, bro. Because I don't think many people would listen to the term banana leaf rice and think, wow, okay, I don't think, I don't know. You would, if you saw the photo, you'd be like, fuck yeah, banana leaf rice. But I just want to come with a quick cautionary tale. If you eat banana leaf rice, don't expect to wake up in the next 3 hours.
It makes you like super
Yes.
sleepy. Was it? Oh my god.
It's
Oh,
a lot of rice, a lot of vegetable, a lot of chicken, a lot of curry.
we have
Actually, a
that.
lot
We
of
have that thing. We have that thing in the Philippines. We eat it in banana leaf too. It's called
Oh,
yeah, it's called budol fight. It's
how do you
called
spell that?
Budol. Budol and
budol.
fight. Yeah, it's basically like, these are army back then, like there's like soldiers, and they want to eat together, and they want to
Right,
eat
right,
it really fast, so they put everything
wow.
and a
Dude,
banana
Boodle Fight makes banana leaf rice look like a pussy, my friend.
Yeah, because budol fight is definitely like a fight. Like all the soldiers would line up together, and then they eat, and they just grab whatever they want. They eat it with their hands. So there's
What the
chicken,
fuck, a Boodle?
fish, pork, yeah, whatever it
Sounds
is.
about right.
Yeah, it's a fight. Like whatever you like, there's no share. Like whatever you can eat, you gotta eat it. That's
Right.
like, yeah, but that's the Philippines. Now, snacks, 3 a.m. Sleepy. I wanna I wanna eat something, but I wanna
Me.
savor my appetite for food. Maybe something sweet, something like that, or something fruity. Yeah, go.
Yeah,
Yeah, go.
killing me.
Sarvin.
Ramly burger.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
3
fuck
a.m.
me, man.
Ramly burger.
Yeah, but it's 3
Motherfucker.
p.m. before dinner, though.
Oh, it's 3 p.m.
Oh, 3
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah, before
Cancel
dinner.
that. I put my hand down.
You know what?
John, take this.
I actually researched the Ramly burger because I was so intrigued by it. How it's really
See.
unique to Malaysia, I suppose. I saw it again when I searched Ramly burger. Again, I saw two white people eating Ramly burger. Again, no hate, but I don't know why that's like the top thing. But
I'm gonna send you a link on the Ramly video, and you go and check it out when you're done with this
okay,
podcast.
okay, man. Okay, so 3 p.m. man, Jonathan.
3 p.m.
Yeah, like I remember the answer was like rojak. I think was it. I think that was
Oh,
like,
Rojak. Yeah, Rojak's pretty decent.
yeah, rojak. Oh, okay.
Roja, also you fuck for the next hour.
Yeah.
But you want something sweet, right?
Yeah, like, oh wait, I remember this one thing. It was a dessert.
Chendol.
Starts with a C.
No.
It was a C.
Chendol.
Yeah, chendol.
Chendol is
Chendol, yeah.
Yeah.
3 p.m. film.
No, actually, for me, I think 3 p.m. Well, if it's a hot day, definitely
Chendol.
chendol. But if it's a cold day, I think yao cha kwai with kaya and a hot coffee, a chum.
Kaya
That's my
toast. Oh
go-to.
my god. I remember
Yeah,
that.
this kaya and butter toast. Kaya and butter toast.
Oh my god.
No, not kaya butter toast. For
I'm
me, it's yao cha kwai. I don't know whether you've heard of it. It's a batter. It's a deep fried batter, and people usually eat it together with soybean, like soy
milk.
Soy milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they dip it in soy milk. However, our mom has taught us to eat it with kaya, which is this rich coconut jam, which is
yeah.
fucking incredible. People who don't know yao cha kwai and kaya basically just haven't discovered Pandora's box yet. If you've eaten yao cha kwai with kaya, it will blow your fucking mind how good it is. And I think that will go really well with a good coffee. So in Malaysia, we are very famous for our coffee beans because the beans here are roasted with margarine.
Oh
So
my
it's
god.
very,
That sounds
it's very,
so good. And is it creamy?
yeah, it's really creamy. It's like a roast, very very. It's almost burnt, but like sour burnt, and they add so much condensed milk to the point it's just roasty sweet, and then they mix it together with tea, and that's my go-to is chum, which is
That
basically
sounds so
coffee
good,
and tea.
man. That's just that
coffee tea.
sounds so
Yeah.
good. But
Plus
there's another
yao cha kwai.
but there's another thing that she mentioned. It was like a pulling tea. Like
Yeah, lah.
It's just teh
Teh
tarik.
tarik.
It's just the Indian people does teh tarik. That's it.
okay. Teh tarik. Is it, do they say right? Teh tarik? Is it?
Yeah, teh tarik. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the pulling tea is just like a show. Like the Indian people, they will have 2 metal cup. They just bzzz, like that, you know.
It's not
Yeah.
just a show.
Yeah,
The main
But
reason
I
is
need
skill.
I need that show because I've never seen that kind of show.
some of
Man,
them
I'm
will
doing
blow
it
your
right
mind.
now. Money too, man.
Some of those people actually do it pretty well. Like they can just go from behind,
Yeah.
just I don't know how they do it, man.
We don't have that, man. Like we only have Barako coffee. These like dads like big bellies, and then they eat with bread. So they dip the they dip the hard. We have pandesal, which is like hard bread, and dip it with coffee. And that's
What do
that's the
you
only
spell that?
Barako. It's a Barako, which is
Oh,
strong coffee.
I
Like,
think
you know.
that's another thing you should try for tea time.
Tea time.
I mean, yeah, if you're having teh tarik, you should also have it with hap sing biscuit.
Oh yeah,
Really?
100%. Oye knows his
Yes.
shit, man.
That's right.
Oh my
That's right.
That's right.
Hap
I'm
sing.
saying-
I will show it to you right now. I have it.
Just teleport me to Kuala Lumpur right now, man. Like, oh my god.
Don't worry, man. Sid, I will bring. If you ever come and visit KL,
Mhm.
I volunteer to
Oh my
be your
god.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
those
sure.
are cream
Oh, cream crackers. So
Sing.
hop sing. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Man. Dinner. Sup. Dinner.
What time is dinner? It's a good question.
Oh, like dinner 8 o'clock,
p.m.?
8 p.m. You know, I have like a couple of friends. You know, just want to have a nice.
Oh, our Hokkien mee, bro.
Yeah.
Our Hokkien mee, PJ.
Oh, what's that? What's
What
that?
is that?
Jalan Tutu.
Jalan 222. It's called Road 222 Hokkien mee. It's a black noodle that is basically like 50% noodle, 50% MSG at this point. But it is incredible. The guy cooks it with an open fire that will light the heavens. It's incredible.
Oh my god.
On top of that, in Awa, you should order the fried chicken that is fried by this lady and her son. And they use a very traditional way of frying their fried chicken. In a way, they brine it to make it a bit sour and crispy. Incredible, the fried chicken.
Oh my gosh.
Fried chicken and Hokkien mee is my go-to 8
Yeah.
p.m. But the line is kind of long, so expect to eat only at 8:45.
Oh. That's all right.
And the
Man.
parking is fucking horrendous.
Hey, if I'm gonna go to Kuala Lumpur, I'm gonna do the whole experience, man. Grimy and
Hey, I'm
dirty.
gonna send you the Hokkien mee video as well,
Okay.
so that you know the context of it.
I think she mentioned like char kway teow also for that, like that time with
Char kway teow, I think it's a very morning thing.
a morning.
There's actually so many things you can eat for dinner. You can eat char kway teow, you can eat mama, you can eat bak kut teh. There's so much varieties of
Oh my gosh.
food for dinner. It's so difficult to say. Like if you ask me for dinner, right? I mean, if I'm just walking around, I want to have some dinner. I'll probably say bak kut teh for a night if you want to have some friends. But you can also go to mama, eat some Maggi goreng, nasi goreng. There's so much option that I can.
Realistically,
lay
Oye is
down.
not the type. You know what Oye? You know what Sarah Vanan would do at 7-8 p.m. dinner?
What?
You order. Sid, do you know how many times we've done this podcast and every time we do it just before dinner, Sarah Vanan will immediately ask, does anybody want to order McD? Does anybody want McDonald's? That is 80%. Other 20% is, do you want to have dim sum? No matter what time of the day.
Dim
If you're
sum,
out having
for
a
sure.
drink with Sarah Vanan, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., he'll probably ask you for dim sum. It's not even mama.
I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.
Same, man. Same.
Yeah.
Same. Dim
I'm
sum.
hungry.
Anytime. 3 a.m. 10 p.m. Give me dim
I'm
sum.
there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there.
That's same, man. Same, bro. Man. And then that. From all the things that you mentioned, again, I know some of them. I don't know some of them. We'll just link it for the people who are listening. You know, so that you can probably get something out of it. So something on this podcast where I'm gonna put the links to it. But really, I'm really intrigued with nasi lemak with the chicken. How do you call it? Nasi lemak with the chicken with the crispy bits of
See, we're gonna go into uncharted territory when you say this, because nasi lemak, right, with the crispy stuff, right, does not necessarily mean nasi lemak sometimes. Because nasi lemak requires sambal.
Yes.
Sambal, which is this sweet chili sauce.
Sweet chili.
But it's not. It's more of paste. Yeah, it's a chili
it's like
paste.
a paste.
So if it doesn't have a paste, you would call it ayam rempah. which is basically a spiced chicken. So what they do is they fry the lemongrass together with, I think, other forms of spices. I'm not so sure because I've done it before in the US because I was that desperate. And it takes a lot of time to fry this specific ayam rebah. It's also nasi kukus to some, which is like a steamed rice in a metal cone, and then they serve it together with that chicken. But if you want the mixture, I think it's probably Village Park. Right?
Village Park is really
Village
good.
Park has.
Okay, guys, we record this, and yeah, what was your question, man?
No, is your podcast usually an hour and a half then?
No, it's usually around 50 minutes to an hour average. But
Okay.
I do have the longest was like an hour 30. But yeah, that's what I have. So we're gonna
Do you like scour across YouTube for people and then like you ask them if it's cool if they join the Foodcast?
yeah.
Oh, that's fucking interesting. That's an
That's
interesting. Yeah, that's an
Ever I'll be there. I would definitely hit up the recommendations. What you guys have, and hopefully, for people who are listening, you get some sort of value to with whatever I've been talking about. Whether it's about the destinations you can find and the food spots in Kuala Lumpur, or maybe you thought about this Filipino baiting thing. It's a real thing, and we've recognized it. And I'm glad some foreigners actually recognized it as well, and they've actually admitted it. Like they really went to the Philippines because of the views. And
Wow.
yeah, I know like
funny,
two, three people. They literally admitted it. Like they went there for the views, but they kind of like they fell in love with the Philippines. And there are still some YouTubers out there like definitely milking the Filipino pride, man. Like, oh my god, man, no
they're
shame.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
I think it's tougher when you're in the US to do content for food because if you ask me the same question, hey John, where would you go at 7 a.m. in San Francisco? I probably wouldn't be able to tell you where to go at 7 a.m. because it's either IHOP or like Wendy's or something, right? And then 10 a.m. I don't know, like a sandwich. But I do know a superb sandwich place in San Francisco on Arguello Street. It's called Arguello Market, and they have a superb turkey cranberry avocado sandwich. Yeah, with Dutch crunch bread. They scoop out the white part, so it's extremely crunchy, and then just pure filling inside. I mean, I can give you that, but it's just not as like street. It's not
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah, like Vietnam or Thailand or the Philippines, And
Actually, I take that back. There's this really good banh mi place in downtown San Francisco called Super Saigon. Although there's a Super Saigon here in Asia, that Super Saigon is really super, bro. It's like $2.
So people can definitely check it out if you're from San Francisco area. But again, from all the things that you mentioned, I'll probably be intrigued with the nasi lemak, with the ramly burger, with the kaya toast, with the roti canai for sure, and dim sum, 7 a.m. I need to research why though. Yeah, but yeah, those are the things that I am intrigued in, and hopefully soon, hopefully I get to be in Kuala Lumpur, and those are just the main highlights. This is just like the idea of it, and if these people from the West who come in and appreciate the culture, that's all fair game. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just hope, people like from Southeast Asia can also be at par with the Mark Weens and the Food Rangers and the Sunnies of the world. I want to see like a Jonathan, or a Sid who kind of travels and eats and does all these things and get recognized because not because of some sort of colonial mentality, but because they're really good. That's the dream.
Game.
Yeah, that it's fair. We have to recognize it's not a fair game. If we treat it as a fair, if we treat it like a fair game, you'll just get disappointed. Apparently, just Filipinos just like white people. I don't know.
I think it's everywhere in Asia.
Oh yeah, like
I think
Asia, right? Yeah, and Western mentality, I guess, and again, it's nothing we can do about it. We can try to definitely change perceptions that we can be at par or even better than these counterparts. Sadly, even if I think of a Filipino, like a Filipino YouTuber who would do top-notch food content, his name is Erwin Yusuf, which is he's actually Filipino French.
Okay. All mix going on.
So, well, he's Filipino, but he really
French.
looks like doesn't look like the typical Filipino. Yeah, Erwin Yusuf. You see, like 2 million subscribers. But
Because he's hot, man.
because he's hot. He's a beautiful man. That's for sure.
Beautiful specimen. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
Erwan.
This guy looks like a white guy.
Yeah.
See, man, see. And his wife is a Filipino actress.
This man looking good.
But I want to see like an average,
Andrew, Jonathan.
like an average Jonathan, or like like whoever, like an Andrew, from Kuala Lumpur, doing that. And maybe that's why I definitely resonate with Mark Weens the most, because
Is Mark Asian?
I think he's mixed. I'm not sure. But,
Wow, his wife is fucking hot, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Bro, Erwan's wife is fucking model-like, dude. She looks like...
because she's an actress,
What's her
man.
name from
Oh,
X-Men?
actress.
Yeah,
Damn.
she's an actress. She's an actress. Yeah, she's an actress.
Bro.
And
Yeah.
Erwin's sister is an actress. So
Of course she is.
So
Of course.
I don't know what to say. Like, I'm proud. Definitely, Erwin is doing like steps beyond for Filipino food culture. But I want to see like an average Joe. I want to see a Pedro Santiago, who's like from whoever, doing this shit as like what they're doing, and get the same recognition. Again, I'm just salty. I recognize it, but
No, actually, I think in Asia right now, in Malaysia, it's picking up. If you ask me, there are a lot of Malaysian influencers that appeal to the Malaysian market, and because we appeal to the Malaysian market, they do only watch the Malaysian influencers versus the rest of the world right now. Like, if you ask maybe Andrew and Chok and maybe Saravanan, like, do you all actually watch white influencers?
I watch Food Ranger. His videos are lovely.
Is it?
I love his videos.
Why?
Honestly, he just shows me super interesting food
From China and shit.
Yeah, from China, from fucking everywhere.
You know, I saw a Metro guy the other day.
Holy shit!
Yeah, Mid Valley. You know, he's in Malaysia now.
Yeah, he drives the next LT.
Yeah. Holy shit! What the fuck? But I don't watch white influencers personally. Do you? Poige, do you?
I watch but he's more of a gamer influencer.
Oh, gamer influencer.
Yeah.
So I think the market here is a bit different and it's shifting
sure.
towards the Asian influencers, if you ask me.
yeah. And again, I don't have a problem with it. I just hope the consumers or the viewers would skew a little bit different in our side. Again, that's just my take.
Give us Asian influencers a chance.
Yeah, that's just my take of it. Obviously, there's Malaysian influencers who are Filipino influencers who are for the masses, but when it's like the Mark Weens, it's the world. It's not just from people from Thailand. We think of best Food Ranger. I mean, the Food Ranger. It's not just people from Canada or from people from Malaysia. It's the world, and I want to see like that. I want to see that. I want to see like a Malaysian guy who's like get recognized not just in Malaysia but the world. That's the dream, and we gotta do it, man. We gotta do it. We.
A quick question, right? Did you watch these two Thai influencers? You know, when they eat something and then they go like, they slam the table. And then
No, man. No, I gotta look for it. But thank you guys, man. Thank you so much for indulging me with your presence, and indulging me with my rants, because
dude, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. I feel like you taking time out of your day itself is a
really
momentous task.
Yeah.
lot of respect to you taking
Thank
time
you,
out with
man.
me like that.
Yeah,
I hope
because it's because the people that I've been talking to recently, they always have like a very good story. You know, I talked to a Filipino backpacker from Vietnam. I talked to um, uh, a singer in the Philippines who travels a lot, and I talk about their bar food and all that. There's always something to tell. But when you guys, I didn't really have like some sort of a discussion because I really wanted to just learn about Malaysian food and learn about you guys. And with Jonathan, you are a food
Yeah.
blogger, and I don't know if you have the same sentiments as me. So that's why I don't know if you felt that way too. Maybe that's just me,
Oh,
but
I definitely feel it, bro. Feel it, bro. Don't
yeah,
worry about it. We're on the same page, man. Don't worry about it.
yeah. And hopefully I transition from being salty to being in that like the category of the Mark Weens of the world and eat
Fingers
and
crossed, man.
eat for fun, and eat for a
You gotta
living.
put in time.
I actually messaged him to be in the podcast. Nothing yet.
It will come. It will come.
Yeah, I messaged the best food review show. I messaged Mark Weeds. I messaged all these people, but they'll regret it one day.
I'll regret it one day. Optimism.
Yeah, yeah. And so I hope to see you guys in Kuala Lumpur very, very soon.
Okay, let us
We
know,
will,
dude.
yeah, we will have a food trip. You guys can, show me.
Ride you whole day, man. But try to come after MCO
We'll
lah.
have a
Yeah.
matcha session, my friend.
Yeah, we can't travel there yet.
Yeah.
It's banned. We're banned. All right. Anything else you guys want to say? Anything you want to promote?
Yeah.
Your podcast, and you want to shout out to your girlfriends or your wives or whoever.
I think for me at least, I feel like if you want to check out more deeper conversations about food, I think you should check out Sid's Foodcast.
Thank
I
you.
think if you want to watch food reviews, you can watch Poige's Saravanan's food channel as well,
Oh, yeah.
right? Because Saravanan also does food reviews for I don't know what's the company called?
It's called Can Eat or Not from Focus Time.
Can Eat or Not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, if you want to support Andrew's career, I suppose we could go on Shopee.
Just buy stuff from Shopee, I suppose.
Yeah, if you want to have your photos or videos taken in Malaysia, I think you can check out Shop's Instagram. It's in the link in the description below. He does freelance work for videos and photos. And for me, if you want to do events, I suppose you can call me up, but nobody does events during fucking COVID. Or if you want to check out my food vlog, you can check out my YouTube channel as well. But it's mostly me cursing in the camera. So, not much information there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Any boys, Andrew? Anything else?
No,
Sarvan?
We're good. We're good.
Oh yeah. Sid, are you married?
Yeah, I'm married. Last year.
Shit. Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations,
congrats.
man.
Yeah. So yeah.
2020.
You got married on 2020. Okay.
Oh no, sorry.
2 years
2019.
ago.
2019.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Another year.
But it's technically January, It's January, so I
Still
think
January.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all still adapting. All right.
So, all right. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.